Good evening. Bryce Binion, 3201 South 16th Street. Thank you for your time. Just want to give very much respect for a lot of things the city's already done on different streets and different cleanups and different parks. You have cleanup in creeks that I haven't seen done. It's happening. I want to say thank you, as well as a food truck. Great turnout, a lot of people that came from different communities and come here for shopping events, as well as looking forward to the Festival of Light coming up, as we always maintain with the EMS and the police and the county on making these events happen, and as well as a new golf course that's just reopened in October. So I want to commend the city and the city manager and all the staff that's done that to get these goals and priorities in hand. I have a few questions as we move forward. The first question, I don't expect these to be answered, I just want to ask these questions. With ODOT, when might we see the loop of 81 begin construction? I understand the right-of-way has been bought. When is that going to take place? And what timeline could that be anticipated as a citizen, appreciative citizen? The second thing is, what does the city have, whether it's a civil or the city, for senior living? If we want to bring people in to live here, what's our goal or plan for either assisted living or senior living? And then as we all get older, what does that look like for the city of Chickasha? The last two things, and thank you for your time. Ninnekal had a lawsuit that is on Highway 19 where the city of Chickasha has the city limits in Southgate, all on the frontage of Highway 19, just east of 81. That is city of Chickasha city limits, but the taxes are going up 75% for the ones that are property owners. How is that? Why is that? And I don't understand the school districts and city limits can be divided, or where does that stand, and what can the city do to help those that are in no man's land but yet also have property in city limits north of Highway 19? That question is also the assessor as well as the county, but the city needs to be aware, and citizens need to understand how those taxes would go up 75% for ones that are in the city of Chickasha city limits. And there's a lot more to it that I don't even know. It's beyond my understanding. And lastly, thank you for your time, but what is the plan for Lake Chickasha? What is that timeline of you have probably 25 spots, maybe 30 spots that aren't being leased yearly. That is typically $1,500, $1,700 per year, which would be, $40,000, $50,000 of gross revenue that is just said, nope, we're not taking any more leases. We won't take any more people out there. We have a very good property in a different county of Caddo that we have to somewhat, the police have to maintain, the EMS between Anadarko and Chickasha have to protect the ones that are fishing, swimming, enjoying the atmosphere and the lake itself. What is the plan? Is it just the water that we want to? Because time and water is our most valuable commodities, and we all understand that, and we need that. Just what is our plan? And just wanted to bring it to the council. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryce. That was the only citizen comments I had for this evening, so we'll move on to item 3, council communications, and we'll start with the presentation on retirement watch for Duke Keeling. With the Chickasha Fire Department. How are you doing this evening? Good. How many years did you serve? 24. We appreciate your service. Thank you very much. The debt of citizens in the city of Chickasha never repay.
It's been an honor.
Well, thank you for that. And Shay, All right, we will, can you on to say, council have anything?
I do, Mr. Mayor, if I could. First thing is pretty positive here. I would like to thank our counsel, Amanda Mullins, for her speedy legal opinion to help educate the council on how things work and don't work with Robert's Rules of Orders in this case. I appreciate that, and good results. The flip side of that is I was notified by some citizens literally right down the street from me that on Saturday at about 1900 hours, there was an aggressive dog at the corner of Flanders and Rosewood that literally was chasing people down the street, one of whom was a police officer from a different town. And so you can't say it wasn't a big guy, tough guy that was ready to defend himself and his wife and his elderly aunt. And then, so I don't do Facebook, but I was informed by other people that there were a lot of Facebook comments about the same dog and with pictures of it and things of that nature. And this is not a request for action really, but just what do we do? And how do I respond to those citizens that, okay, we've got this under control, a wild dog or whatever is not going to be a problem. I don't know if they called the police department. I believe that would be the right answer. I know the animal control officer, we have one chief, is that correct? Two now? Okay. I don't know if they respond at 7 o'clock in the evening or not to calls like that. Of course, by the time you get to a dog, anyway, it's a dilemma. And I felt obligated just to bring it up that we saw it at that corner.
Yeah, Clark, no, you're exactly right. I think they should call the non-emergency police line, and I believe they will relay that to animal control if it's outside of normal operating hours. Now, the response time on that, I'm not sure of.
Yeah, I don't think you can just jump and expect somebody to show up and deal with it. However, and again, that's why I don't do Facebook, because you have no idea what the truth is. And so I don't know if that's a repeat thing with this particular dog. Since it lives down the street, I'll be watching for it now. But, okay, that's it.
We've even had patrol officers come out and respond to those calls.
Okay,
If there's not animal control, we have patrol officers that show up if it's a danger to the community.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Charlie?
Just going to mention, Mr. Mayor, if I could, Jim, the past month or so, chatted with you about some citizens that brought matters of street to us in 3 different locations. Can I chat with you after the meeting?
Sure.
On those tonight? Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
And I was out of town, went to Boston for a couple of weeks and came back, and lo and behold, 19th Street was completely resurfaced, and it's great.
But not 20th.
Only in front of your house.
Yeah. Let that get on Facebook. That'll be held as true.
Anybody got anything else?
I do, Mr. Mayor. I was contacted by a resident over on Heatherwood again, police department, and did do kind of a sweep through that area. I think there was a few citations issued over some people kind of blowing through the intersection of the north intersection of Heatherwood and Lacey. And the caller, when he called me back the other day, he said that they are still doing it, and he's very concerned about the safety of the kids in the neighborhood, especially those that, we know the kids riding their bicycles and stuff, they're not gonna pay attention to a car necessarily not slowing down. But I looked online, and I failed to bring that with me. Those bolt down speed bumps are not overly expensive. In fact, a 6-foot one, I think, was $118, and they had them up to 24 foot. I don't know that wouldn't be a bad idea for that intersection to put that across that intersection. Of course, they'd have to go all the way across, or they're gonna jog around the speed bumps like they do in the parking lot and stuff at the stores and stuff. But just thought it might be something for us to look into to possibly slow down the traffic in that area. I forgot the price on the ones that were a little bit longer.
Taller. Get the tall ones.
But it might be a deterrent, might slow them down a little bit, and if it's $300-400 at that intersection to get it all the way across there, it's definitely inexpensive to an injury or possibly a life of a child for somebody not slowing down.
Could I speak to that, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I think that would be very effective, although I look at it, council member, as something as another round of let's punish everybody for the sins of a few.
If you're slowing down at that intersection to stop at that stop sign, that's just a little bump in the road.
We've got a lot of bumps in Chickasha.
Well,
My
that's,
vehicles
I mean,
don't
that
take
to
them
me-
very well, and that's just punishing everybody.
I don't see a speed bump as punishment. I see it as something, as a warning, as a precaution, to be aware, to be alert. I don't see it as a punishment to anybody else. I don't mind the speed bumps. I go over them all the time. Every time I go to Maurice's or the New Mexican restaurant or to get my nails done or CBS, I just go across them and go on.
Which, I don't even know what our ordinance is for speed bump. I don't think we have a single speed bump on any city street, so that may be somewhere where we start, where we do some research and figure out if we can even do it to begin with, and then if it's something that we have enough call for, then we look at it then, but I think should do the research first before we even really dive off into that.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome, thank you. Anybody else?
I have an alibi, sir, if I could.
Yep.
I wanted to reach out and say to the Public Works, Omar, they took care of an area of concern, just happened to be right out in front of my house on Rosewood. I guess it's called a hot concrete press machine. Is that the correct terminology? Yes. Okay, that was done. It looks great out there. It was right in front of the front door. So when you look outside and you see a great improvement, and it happens to be in your neighborhood, that's super. The crew is out there working hard and got that done. Thank you.
Speaking of concrete, the concrete repair at Station 2, the fire department,
Yep.
looks excellent. Where we get that engine out on the proper bay.
Anybody got anything else? Thank you all for your comments. Move on to item 4, consent docket.
Mr. Mayor, could I remove and perhaps at the same time recuse myself from item D and vote on the other item, on the other item? Just pull it off the consent docket,
Okay, so your motion is to pull item D.
please.
Do we have a second to that?
Second?
Motion is second, then let's vote to pull item D. Or I guess we can, yeah, since you already made the motion, so do we need to vote to pull the item?
Well, if the motion is to approve A, B, C, and E, then it's fine because it puts D automatically on
Well,
5.
Charlie, would you mind amending your motion to approve the rest of them besides D?
Yes, let's amend it.
Okay,
Thank you.
Second.
thank you. Any discussion? Roll call?
Irving,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Ebblethwaite,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Southard, Grayson.
Yes. Item 5, we'll revisit item D. Authorize the mayor to execute natural gas pipeline easement to connect to the existing pipeline at Lake Chickasha in Caddo County.
Did my announcement of recusal
Second.
stick?
But yeah, you can, when it comes around to voting, you just,
Thank you.
yep. We have a motion, we have a second?
Yes.
Discussion?
Let me confirm.
Made the motion.
And second.
Second.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more discussion? Roll call?
Is there,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Is there someone that can give a little bit of more information on this? Are we able to do that for this?
Yeah,
one?
we can discuss,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Know who would be?
Jessica, if you can speak on this. Put you in the hot seat.
It's okay. So this is just connecting to a pipeline that's already at Lake Chickasha. So they're just connecting to a different one that was already previously passed by council. This was handed to me by Mr. Crosby. I don't know if he has any more info on that.
And people leasing out, that are leasing, or? I'm kind of confused who's doing that.
It should be, Jim, do you have any more information on that pipeline easement that's connecting to the existing out in Lake Chickasha?
Yes, sir, I think there was an item that was brought to our attention that there was a wording in there that was wrong. It was kind of a duplication. One said this could be put in there and this would not be added. The next one said this is going to be added. It was taken out. That's why you have the amended right-of-way grant in front of you this evening. And it was just something that was put in there that should not have been there. It was part of your packet, and that's why you have an amended item before you this evening, sir.
So can I ask, what is it that we're missing? That you think
I
we're
was
missing?
just wanting a little bit more background. I didn't quite
Well, here,
understand.
yeah. In the one in your packet, it says, this agreement includes a 25 by 50 above-ground valve site as shown on the attached survey plat. And then right below there, there's another statement that says there shall be no above-ground valve sites per this agreement. So they contradicted each other. And that last sentence that I just read should not have been in the agreement as typed. Therefore, it was removed, and therefore it is before you for consideration this evening with this, without that one statement being in there.
So Jessica, that's what you were saying, that this one was already approved by council, this is cleaning up the language in the contract?
Okay.
My understanding,
But
yes.
there will be an above-ground valve. Is that correct?
Right.
Mr. Mayor, can I clarify something?
Yes.
It's my understanding that this is not, this has not been approved. This is
This is
in
a
addition,
second-
in addition to anything that's
This is
been approved.
additional easement. This is
Present-
not
previously.
a new, this is a new easement before you. It just adjoins the second. Where the other well was built, it's just as another line going back to that, a shorter line than it was previously put in. But that, the whole thing was that one statement. It was a contradictory, and that's the only thing that was changed. This is a new easement.
I
You're
got you,
correct.
from what was in our packet to the,
Right.
gotcha.
I'd say the people that presented it would have called it a typo for not removing it.
I'm sorry,
I think the people that would have presented it, Jim, would have called that a typo, that they didn't intend to have both statements conflict each other.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct, sir.
Did that get you any clearer?
Yeah, I was just trying to understand what the difference was.
So it's a different pipeline, that we're just making sure we got the right contract language in there. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Ginn,
Yes.
Hebblethwaite,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Recused?
Southard,
Yes.
Irving,
Yes.
Grayson.
Yes. Item 6A, discussion, consideration, and possible action to authorize purchase of a 2026 Ford F-250 Crew Cab with chassis, item 100009355 from Bill Knight Ford on state contract SW035, not to exceed $50,033.80 for the Animal Control Division of the Police Department.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
Will we be putting the box on the back of it, or are we gonna have to contract that out?
No, sir, we will be. We will be.
Okay.
This is just the purchase of the vehicle and the chassis itself, or the cabin chassis.
Okay.
Is it-
I just didn't know if we were gonna spend more money to put the box on there or not, or
Yes.
if we were capable of doing that.
Yes, sir. That's already been covered with finance through the city manager. That's a separate purchase that'll be handled by the city manager.
Any more discussion? Roll call?
Hebblethwaite,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Yes.
Yes.
Southard, Irving,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Grayson.
Yes. Item 6B, public hearing to discuss and consider use on review application for 615 South Fourth Street for, I'm going to not be able to pronounce this right, somebody help me out.
Chenebin?
Chenebin,
Mr. Patel.
Patel.
Chenebin Patel
Mr. Patel.
for liquor store, for a liquor store. And I apologize about that, I butchered that. It is 6:52, I'd like to go ahead and start the public hearing. If anybody would like to speak on this, feel free. If not, we'll wait 60 seconds and move on. Anybody have anything up here?
This is already a package store or a liquor store, correct?
Yes,
Right.
So is this just a change of ownership?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
so I do have one, and this is purely administrative. So, and it really moves on to the next item. When you note 6B, it says Department Director, there's nothing there. And then you flip the page and go to the discussion of where it comes from. The Planning Commission has, I guess, pushed this document into the agenda. If there's somebody out there that wants to correct my thought process here, it just came from Planning Commission to us. And that's, but no department in the city other than, who's in charge of that?
So the planning commission held a meeting for them, it's already a liquor store. They just changed owners,
Yep.
and then on our ordinances, anytime it changes owners, they have to go for a use on review. Planning commission has passed this through for y'all's approval for the ordinance, which would be the next item.
Yes, okay. Well, I'm just kind of used to if there's a hole there in the form and there wasn't any name, so I don't have anybody to blame. So, okay, I'm good with that. That's good enough for me. All right.
Say it's their fault.
Anybody got anything else? Anybody out there? All right, 6:54, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Move on to item 6C. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve ordinance 2025-10 for use on review applicant for Mr. Patel for a liquor store to be located at 615 South 4th Street.
So moved.
Second?
More discussion?
Had staff received any calls? Would they announce that?
We haven't received any calls, prior to the planning commission meeting.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Roll call?
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Yes.
Southard,
Yes.
Irving,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Hebblethwaite,
Yes.
Grayson.
Yes. Item 6D, public hearing to discuss and consider an ordinance change, amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 54, zoning, Article 2, zoning districts, Section 54-41, C2, General Commercial District, Part C, uses permitted on review, 3B, to authorize crematoriums and as a use of permitted on review. Why was that so difficult? 6:55, go ahead and open up the public hearing. Do we have anybody that would like to speak on this item? Jessica, I might as well ask this, on this particular thing, did we have, you can get your workout today. Did we have anybody show up to planning and zoning or anybody oppose this item?
We just had one Ferguson Funeral Home showed up, and he just wanted to express that he was for this. Technically, we didn't have anything in our ordinances saying that we could have this. He would still have to go, to do a use on review with the planning commission to be able to do the crematorium.
Right, so this just changed the ordinance so they'll be able to even
Yes.
apply, okay.
This changes the ordinance. He'll have to make an application. We will then notify those residents in the area, and they will have to go to the planning commission if they so desire, and then it'll come back to this council for approval.
Okay.
I think it also has to be approved through the state for a crematorium also, so.
I don't believe that.
I don't know, I'm not aware of that. But we can look into it.
Well, I think the state's who issues that license,
Right.
yeah. Thank you, Jessica.
There is a lot of questions, and I am curious. So this, Jim, what prompted this was an application for one of these?
Mr. Ferguson, I believe, wanted to put a crematorium in, and our ordinances didn't allow it to be in the city. So therefore, we had to come back to amend an ordinance to call it use permitted on review.
Okay.
If you'll approve that, of course, this is the public hearing. If you approve the next item, then he'll have to come in and make an application. We will serve a notice to those people with so many distance on all sides of him in the block or a block or two around him. They then will have a public hearing with the planning commission. They can come and protest, speak for it or against it. The planning commission will make a recommendation, having the use on review. It'll come back to this council for approval or disapproval at that point in time.
Okay. Would that distance be the 300 feet?
Yes, at least, yes.
Okay. And I'd like to speak to that later about the distance. So the way we would potentially change this, help me understand, would it allow this to occur at any C2 zoned property that had a participant wanting to go through the use and review process?
I think if they wanted to go through the use and review, yes. But it would
Okay.
always revert to council to make the final approval or disapproval.
Would it be silly to say, well, all of our funeral homes are already in that designation of C2? Would we know that?
We would just have to look on the map to see how they're zoned, but most likely they're all in that C2.
Okay. And now about the distance. I regularly, I don't know if anybody in Chickasha steps outside and reminisces about reaching down in the dog food bag and scooping out something to feed your puppy. But I smell that quite often, and I live 3.1 miles from that plant. So something's in the air. Like dog food. Okay. They're making money, fine. They were probably there way before I ever was. But I worry about our citizens and the neighboring properties and just anything beyond the 300 feet about, okay, I know there's special things that would be involved in a crematorium. I wonder, would the city limit the crematorium to just be used for humans? Or would that also be for animals? And also curious about, by golly, there's certain kind of emissions that could come from a matter like that. And this process just kind of puts things quickly, and our citizens could end up finding out later, well, when did they do that? Or why did they do that? Or I didn't know that. I just don't know that very many people have gotten notice, or that using a 300-foot circle around a permitted use on review application represents our citizens and businesses very well. I mean, just thinking about what could potentially be close to this matter is a pretty nice park over by the water towers. There's a pretty nice restaurant really close there. There's residents there. There's properties that are probably income properties where people are tenants there that just may not have access to understanding what's about to happen in our community. And I expect if this town's 133 years old, that maybe this kind of activity never has gone on here, and that maybe the citizens and the businesses might want just a little more time to consider, a little more say-so, and the fact that we might want some kind of requirement different there. And that I understand that it's an industry of a necessary industry, that they say attitudes are changing towards traditional burial, towards this kind of disposal, or if you can say that. But there's things I just think, I don't know, if somebody has an implant, do they have magnesium inside them? And I'm old enough to have amalgamated fillings, and that's mercury. And there's people a lot more capable than myself that would understand what we're hearing more and more about is forever chemicals. And no matter how much it's scrubbed or how much it's maybe not noticed, I think seeing the industry trends and knowing that, well, somebody might get permitted for that, and once they know it's kind of a local venture, there could be a lot of usage. And when there's a lot of usage over and over and over and over and over, I think that there'd be a point that the citizens don't have any representation there to know that, hey, there might be long-term effects here. So that's what I wanted to speak about.
So, Mr. Burris, I'm pretty confident that they won't be able to do pets, because I believe the state board of, I can't remember, it's the state board of funeral or what their technical name is, regulates that. Now, this was brought to the mayor's and my attention a month or so ago by Ms. Burnish. And what I do for a living is I sell filters. And the first thing I did was I went back to work and I talked to our air specialist, which unfortunately has just recently passed away, but I talked to him about this and he said the amount of filtration and the type of filtrations that have to be used in crematoriums, the majority of the public surrounding those facilities are not even going to know it's going on because there's been so much change in how they have to do the filtration process. There's HEPA filters, there's even flame retardant filters. There's so many particulate sizes that it will have to go through before it ever gets to the chimney that is released on the top of the building. But there's a huge amount of requirements that are required.
Would that perhaps include scrubbing out the mercury?
It will take the contaminants out. The HEPA filtration is what is used like in hospitals and surgery suites and stuff.
Let me just say, we need to get back on track, because this isn't to approve Ferguson Funeral Home putting in a crematorium. It's just allowing them the opportunity to apply through the planning commission to put in a crematorium, because right now they can't do it. So this will allow them to apply, then the planning commission has a vote, and then we have a vote.
Correct.
So this is, doesn't have anything to do with them actually putting in a crematorium.
I might beg to differ there, Councilman, in the fact that in looking after the citizens' interest, I don't really think they care who may be doing this in their town. People have made their investment in this community, and it's based on certain factors, and one of them, it just might be a little less quality of life with the thought process of knowing what you may or may not be aware of happening, and the valuations of properties that are nearby. I'll speak to where I lived. I lived here in 2 different homes for about 36 years. I wouldn't have wanted it near either of my homes. My current home, I have some investment property. I would not want it near that property. I have certain parks I like to go to and walk. I would not want that. I really don't even want it near the cemetery where I might be buried, where my family's already buried in it. Our cemetery is unique.
We're not voting on that tonight.
I know we're not voting on that tonight, but I'll also ask you this, Councilman. Can anybody in this room think of something that came before Chickasha City Council on a use on review that hadn't just fast-tracked to? Have we ever said no to anything on a use and review? It's just pretty much a slam dunk. So I think the citizens beg that we would very much consider carefully, and I thank you, Georgianne, for your knowledge on the filtration and your trust in the filtration. But this involving something that's, I don't know, just pretty different. Maybe if you had a property nearby and you like to cook out and your friends came over and said, Charlie, your hamburgers, they really taste different now.
Those are all good questions for if and when they propose it and they come before for a variance request, and we can ask them directly. But right now, it's just a matter of allowing them the opportunity, not a slam dunk or not a guarantee, but the opportunity to apply and go from there.
Would this also be legal in industrial zones?
I think we're just changing C2 right now.
Jim, can you read on that, or give us a reading on that as much as?
All you're doing is amending this particular chapter and this zoning district. And this is the only place it would be allowed as a use permitted on review, sir.
In C2 zones?
Right. Part of zoning district, section 5441, C2, general commercial district, part C, uses permitted on review. That'd be the only area this could be allowed.
Thank you, Jim.
Any more discussion? I guess we're at a public hearing, so anybody, anything else to say? 7:07, I'd like to go ahead and close the public hearing. Move on to item 6C, discussing consideration of possible action in ordinance 2025-11, an ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of Chickasha, Grady County, state of Oklahoma, amending the code of ordinances, chapter 54, zoning, article 2, zoning district, section 54-41C2, general commercial district, part C, uses permitted on review. 3B, to authorize crematoriums as a use permitted on review, providing that the conditions, providing for conditions, providing for repealer, providing for servability, and providing for effective date.
Make a motion that we approve ordinance 2025-11 as presented.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Burris,
No.
Southard,
Yes.
Irving,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Hebblethwaite,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Grayson.
Yes. Item 7, motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
For adjourned, I'd like to call the Chickasha Municipal Authority to order. Like a roll call, please.
Irving,
Here.
Ginn,
Here.
Hebblethwaite,
Here.
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Here.
Southard,
Present.
Grayson.
Here. Item 2, consent docket.
Mr. Mayor, could we I'd make a motion to approve the consent docket, but remove item C for individual consideration.
All right, motions to approve item A and B, but remove C for further discussion.
Second.
Discussion on that? Roll call?
Irving,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Hebblethwaite,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Yes.
Southard,
Yes.
Grayson.
Yes. 3C, accept and ratify authorization for trust chairman to execute natural gas pipeline easement to connect the existing pipeline at Lake Chickasha, Caddo County.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to announce my intention to recuse myself from this vote.
Thank you, Charlie. Any more discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ginn,
Yes.
Hebblethwaite,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Recused.
Southard,
Yes.
Grayson.
Yes.
Irving.
Oh, yes.
Item 4, motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
For adjourned, I'd like to call to order the Chickasha Municipal Airport Authority to order.
Irving,
Here.
Ginn,
Here.
Hebblethwaite,
Here.
Smith,
Present.
Burris,
Here.
Southard,
Present.
Grayson.
Here. Item 2, consent docket.
Make a motion that we accept as presented.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call?
Hebblethwaite,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Burris,
Yes.
Southard,
Yes.
Irving,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Grayson.
Yes. Item 4, motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.